Hey everyone! In this video I'm going to be showing you how I cover my tattoos. I usually don't cover them and just work around them, but for certain makeup looks I need to have them covered because they don't fit in with the theme that I'm going for. And these are the two methods that I use that work the best for me. And I just wanted to say that these two methods will not work for you if you need your tattoos completely covered. For instance, if you have a job interview or you have a job where tattoos aren't allowed and you don't want a tattoo to show, these methods will not really work for that. These are just ways that I cover my tattoos enough so that they don't really show up under paint or other makeups. So if that's what you're looking for, then feel free to watch the rest of this video. If you need a tutorial on how to cover them completely and with no outline showing or anything, I would click out now because that's not this video. For those of you that stuck around and want to see how I cover my tattoos, the first method I'm showing you is with liquid latex, and this is going to be your easiest method and most affordable. So with a tiny bit of liquid latex, I'm using a cosmetic sponge to just dab on top of my tattoo. My first layer always comes out a little rough and bumpy, and that could just be because I'm using a cosmetic sponge, but it doesn't matter because the second layer smooths it out. Going into my second layer, I'm using a lot more on my sponge and I'm going right over top of what I just laid down. And then I'll be using the edge of my sponge to smooth it out by running it down towards my hand. And this will pick up any of the excess latex and just make everything smooth so you have a flat surface to work on. And of course you're going to wait for that to dry so that you don't ruin any brushes or paint. And this is what it should look like dry. And with my lightest body paint, I'm showing you what the coverage is with my latex method. And this is with one coat. And the second coat. You can see that it doesn't completely cover the tattoo all the way, but it covers it just enough that it doesn't really show through and it doesn't mess up any makeups that you would use. This next method is not the most conventional, but it's one that I use as well for certain makeups. And with my starter palette, I'm using these two brown tones mixed together. And just like before, I'm going right over where my tattoo is. I also wanted to throw in here that this is not the tattoo that usually gets covered. The one that gets covered is most likely the one that's on my chest, which is black and red and not yellow and maroon. So if you're trying to cover a darker tattoo with either of these methods, you're probably going to have to add a couple more layers of whichever one you're using just so that it gets covered enough that it doesn't show up all the way under makeup. I also like to add a very light skin-toned paint on top of where I laid down the brown, but I didn't really feel like it was an important step to add in here because it doesn't really make a difference. It's just a personal preference, so feel free to leave that out. With a foundation or BB cream, just put that right over where you laid out your browns. And keep in mind that this is going to be covered with even more makeup, so if it's not exactly your skin tone, you don't have to worry about it. You can see that it's just a little bit darker than the color of my wrist. And that's what it looks like with the Skin Illustrator method. And you can feel free to add more of the foundation over top of where the tattoo is directly. And once again, I'm showing you with the lightest paint that I own, which is yellow, what it looks like underneath this kind of method. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to my channel to see a new video from me, usually every weekend. I really appreciate all of you that do watch my videos, and I hope to see more of you here next week. Thank you for watching. Bye.